Click the links to send me art, comic books, or to support the channel. Alzmat sent me a few pages from his comic, so I read it, liked it, but I noticed he had some unnecessary alliterations. Or maybe that isn't the technical term, but he would repeat phrases too close together, or he would use 3 sentences to express an idea that could be done in 1 sentence. In fact, he says it's 160 pages, but I get the feeling it could be edited down to like 50 pages, and it would be a much tighter story. If you listen to nothing else, cut out the unnecessary dialogue, make it as concise as possible, don't fall in love with your words. Focus on 40 to 50 pages drawn as carefully as possible, or maybe even just 22 pages so you can include it as an ash can, as an add-on to someone else's project. So let's edit this guy's work where I replace his crappy writing with my crappy writing. I'm not saying my writing is better or worse, it's just my opinion, so don't spurg out. Now that I think about it, you might want to put this big project on the shelf for a few years and focus on a 22-page comic because limits and structure is a good thing. And I can't say the N-bomb on YouTube, so I'm going to have to substitute that word and say ninja. All right, you get the cover, Street Champion Road Warrior Drake with everything's drawn, it's fine, but you have a picture of the moon. At first I liked it, and now I'm kind of looking at it and think, I would maybe draw in a stylized moon. I understand it's hard to draw, but a stylized moon would be fine. So the title is too much. I would probably just simplify it to Drake, or I think I had something else. I renamed the disease, the drug. That'll come later. So simplify it just to Drake. Maybe in a bottom corner, do an imprint of the character, like a duck in shadows. I mean, like an outline, like that fat old detective if you watch old TV. It's page 1. That's fine. It says, Skull Kill, and then dialogue on the words at the top. One of thousands of towns in the United States, a reflection of a country shattered by an international war. It is shattered, but holding on. The people have been divided by factions seeking to be saviors. These factions became known as the Street Warriors, many of whom work adjacent, some hidden in the shadows, waiting to take over. Okay, I would change that to... Oh, he's got another photo of the moon. Again, I would just draw in a crude stylized moon. It fits the context better. So I would change that Skull Kill thing to any town, USA. In a war-torn dystopian future, hope is in short supply, but one spark remains. They are known as the Saviors. In this page, he says, the 23rd Precinct, the last surviving evidence of hope and structure for the people, has been battling a series of bizarre drug outbreaks. The citizens of Skull Kill stand by helpless while their loved ones succumb to a new and frightening drug called Rome Rum, which turns its victims into mindless and numb zombies. Okay, I would change that. What did I change Rome Rum to? Okay, I would change this to Precinct 23, and then hit the return, so there's a space under it. So it's not like Precinct 23 is not part of this word box. It's just simply telling you where it is, and then under it is... The city has been under the scourge of a new designer drug that turns its users into little more than mindless zombies. You don't want to repeat too many concepts and too much alliteration. That stuff has to be edited out. So the first cop says, he doesn't flinch when you shove him. He's numb as hell. He might as well be buried. I would change that to another one. Alive but non-responsive. What the hell are we dealing with? Second cop, I don't get it. He's the 17th one we caught this week on the stuff. And we've been getting dozens of calls tonight alone about zombies in the street. Zombies like this dude, I've never seen anything like it. I would change that to, I've never seen anything like it. Every other call to 911 is to respond to one of these zombies. The hospitals don't know what to do with them. Or something like, if I was a more religious man, I would say this feels like something out of the book of Revelation, the end of days or some shit. When hell is full, the dead will walk the earth. Oh, and I want to change the drug's name to Pantheon 19, and then the street name could be like Pandemonium or Pandora or Pandora's Box for no reason, just because I like it. So then the cop could say, instead, he could say, Pandemonium, eh? That sounds like Greek for a hellacious amount of paperwork. Because he's saying, Sparkplug, eh? Sounds like more endless paperwork. This is why I hate Foot Patrol. Watch. This one incident is going to cost us 5 hours of paperwork. Cop says, Rome Rum is the name of the actual substance out here on the streets. It's known by the name Sparkplug. So... Cop would say Pantheon 19 is the name. It means House of the Gods. Cop 2 says Devils, more likely. Then we have Beneath the Shadows, a deadly underworld is underway with business as usual. However, mysterious eyes are prying. Within the shadows of this dangerous underworld, it's business as usual. However, someone or something is watching these nefarious deeds, judging and waiting. Or something like, beneath the deep waters of this underworld lurk shadowy figures more dangerous than these petty thugs. Now I see that be nice isn't quite working out here. I'm telling you, don't. Okay, and then he says, all this unnecessary loss of blood, just speak, my dude. I promise to cut all this torture very short. If you tell me the whole truth, tell me. We'll change that to, all this is unnecessary. Just tell me who has the shipment and this can all be over. Says, expensive stuff like spark plug doesn't just go missing like that, don't you think? Come on, brother. Do you really think I'm some kind of cuck? I know a rat when I smell one, and you smell rotten. Change that to, dope just doesn't disappear. I know a rat when I smell one, and you smell from a mile away. And then he says, I thought you looked up to me, at least make an attempt to be creative in your lies. I've changed it to just at least be creative when you lie to me, or just cut the whole thing out. And then he says, oh, this long dialogue below. So check this out. The big man don't like being stiffed on what's his. If I let you live, it sets a bad precedent for all the future rats. We can't have division and competition. Everything be going so well now, and we're going to be set for life in a better society we be running. And he keeps going. Says, this is as close as we come to the new world. We see it very close on the horizon, not spoiling it for us. Okay, all that can be cut out, and we'll just change that too. People can't know that the big man got ripped off. It makes him look weak, and the weak get eaten alive by the other rats looking for a piece of the cheese. We can't have that. Not when we are so close to building the new world that he dreamed of, and you're not going to stop us. He says, yes, my ninja, you mean you forgot who we work for? You forgot the scale of what we're doing all this work for? While the CYBERDUCK in the background, that's nice. I would change that to, you forgot who we work for while we're out here busting our ass trying to make this new world a reality. This is why when you mess up once, you done, I didn't want to do this, but you done left us no choice. You know how Bossman wants us to deal with defectors, right? We got to make an example. Okay, all that is really, really wordy. Just change it to, you don't get second chances in this business. Redemption is for the weak. The Bossman is about retribution or maybe revenge. I don't know what kind of vocabulary you want the character to have, but you don't get second chances in this business. Redemption is for the weak. The boss man is about revenge. Got to set an example, so the other rats don't think the cheese is theirs. And then the guy holds up a knife. Oh, see that? This is about art and tangents and stuff, and like this is the guy's face, and then the knife is following the curve of his face. Nobody has knives like that. I literally have a knife on my belt right now. It's just, people just have ordinary plain knives. Nobody has fancy knives. There's a cheap little folding knife, a kabar. Hold on. The most someone might have would be a double-bladed knife, which is, you can get on Amazon for almost nothing. A little bit fancier, but nobody has fancy like curved. I don't even know what you call those kind of knives. No, people just don't have that. And then he says, I don't remember anything after that. That thunder, I heard lots of screaming. I didn't see anything other than darkness because I covered my eyes in fear. I only heard, not saw. I just listened because it was all I could do. There were some new sounds of pain I had never heard before. Okay, all that is repetitious. You're repeating the same concepts. A lot of this guy's dialogue he's repeating himself, or at least the concepts, which I do myself. I would all change that too. I was foggy, so it's all sort of a blur. Or no, the alley was dark. I had lost a lot of blood. I remember screams of terror, begging, then just a bubbling, and it was silent. So change all that dialogue to just something much, much shorter. Whoops, hold on. So yeah, we found your buddies in not so tip-top shape. And that was no ordinary beatdown either. The amount of brute force necessary to inflict that kind of slaughter. Tell us, kid, you say it wasn't a man who did this. Then who or what did this? I would change that to, we found your buddies. They had been torn apart. It looked like they got in the way of an elephant. What the hell happened? Says, I already told y'all I didn't see what it was. It felt like a fast cloud of darkness just flew in, and I was afraid to open my eyes to see it. And he goes on. So that's good. The fast cloud of darkness is good. I might change that to, I don't know, everything happened so fast. It was like a cloud of darkness flew past me. It was as if the shadows came alive and swallowed them. I had my eyes shut. I didn't want to see it. I tried to get behind a trash can. I was trying to make myself as small as possible, hoping it wouldn't notice me. Whatever, something like that. Okay, so they're doing interrogation. All right, Cupcake, I'm getting too old for this PMS ambiguity. I'm now bored with your hard-to-get routine. That doesn't make sense. PMS and ambiguity. It's like you got to pick a concept you're going for. I would change that to, right now, I got you in an alley with 2 bodies. You're going to get charged with 2 murders unless I get a name for your supplier. He says, if I squeal, I'm toast, old man. Nah, man, I'm going to keep my mouth shut. The Fifth Amendment's still a thing, right? I would change that to, squealing on the boss man is a death sentence. I would rather take my chance with a jury. Okay, then he's got the scientist looking through a microscope. In a microscope, I used to work in a lab. You put your eye right to the scope. So he says this long paragraph. Opium, poppy, peyote were among the few we could find. Individually, they produce hallucinogens not harmful in their natural state, but the other ingredients were definitely hard to identify, and it was discovered they, mixed with the identifiable components, polluted them and mixed together produced in spark pluggers who inhale the rum run something horrific and inhuman. We have no leads as to who the mastermind behind this is. Okay, I would change all that to, laboratory analysis is ongoing. Some hallucinogenic compounds have been identified, but some of the other compounds are a complete mystery. The drug seems to shut down the more evolved thinking processes or areas of the brain and revert people to their lizard brain core, making them little more than zombies. Okay, then he says, every single spark plug dealer we caught have all said the same thing. That's fine. Out of some... I'll come to the structure and composition in a sec, because I kind of like it. It's got a little Pablo Picasso thing going on there. Okay, so it says, out of some misplaced fear, they wouldn't name who they're working for. It doesn't make sense. Criminals kill criminals all the time. That's why they're criminals. If you rat somebody out, snitches get stitches. So it's not misplaced. It is... The fear isn't misplaced, because criminals kill each other. So I would change it to, all the dealers refuse to turn over the supplier. They fear him more than doing time. See, I notice you don't want to repeat words like if you say your supplier in one sentence and the supplier in another sentence. It's just a weird kind of repetition. So you just want to change supplier to him. So you break it up a little bit. Okay, says, I think... So you think this mystery guy is behind all these killings, possibly hiding his tracks? The other guy says, I think the reality is far worse. We have 2 phantoms to deal with. That's fine. And then this guy says, 2 phantoms? You going full dementia on me? Please don't say you skipped your medication. You've got 3 concepts going on there. Phantoms, dementia, and medication. I would change... Oh, and then the other guy says, we're about to enter an invisible world, undetected by our own forensics. We're going into this thing extremely blind. I have no clue what we're up against. Well, you're either blind or you're not. So I would change all that to 2 phantoms, period. Just that. I would skip all that dimension and medication stuff. Just 2 phantoms, question mark. And then the next thing where he says, we're about to enter, I would change that to something like this, I've never seen anything like it. Then he's reading a children's story to his kid. Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall, blah, blah, blah. And then the kid says, wait, you mean he died? The father, well, yes, I suppose he did. I didn't give it much thought, admittedly, but if he wasn't put back together again, then yes, I suppose he never came back to life. That's sad. Yes, I suppose it is. I would change that to... because you repeat the word suppose 3 times. I never thought about it, but I guess he did. That one sentence takes care of all that. Hold on. Okay, that's good. The guy's in the shadows. You've got 2 images and they're the same image, essentially. I don't know. It's just kind of hard to edit because I don't know what this is referring to. But I guarantee you could cut all this out and replace it with 1 or 2 sentences. So I would cut that top image out, because it's the same as this image. And this image is a much, much better image. And that one sentence is, "This is why I can't date nice men." That's good. That's like just that composition of the image and her dialogue works really, really well. And I would, oops. Okay, these guys are very interesting characters. I like this panel a lot. I think these characters are strong. He says, "This is straight up madness. Whoever took out Dirk and his top people just declared war on us. This was no accident. Damn killings was vicious. Yeah, we already heard. Coffee. Dirk's head was busted open. His brain was spilling out." I would change that to, "Whoever took out Dirk will be coming for us next." That's it. And the guy says, "Yeah, we already heard." Change that to, "Those killings weren't normal. They weren't shot or stabbed. They were torn apart. A man can't do that, or what kind of man can tear parts off?" The art is fine except for these pupils. They have to be in perfect alignment. Like if you look at these pupils up here, you can draw imaginary lines to the object they're looking at. It makes sense. But these people down here, they're looking in two different. You got Hillary Clinton eyes. They're looking in two different directions. You can't have that. You got to fix those pupils. It's an easy fix. This is excellent. The eyes, the face, the hair, the hand, everything is really good here. It says, "Yo, I'm saying if there's any bounty on us, I want out. I'm no soldier. I already told you. I'm in this for the money, not spilling my own blood for this crap." I would change that to, "I'm not going out like this. I'm not going out like those ninjas. I'm in this for the money, not to bleed out in an alleyway missing body parts or with my guts ripped out." Something like that. And the guy says, "There's no way out of this, my friend." I would say, "Boy, there ain't no retirement plan. You don't leave the dope game upright." I'm trying to imply that you can't walk away from this. You can be killed, but that's about it. And that's usually how criminal enterprises run. You don't want to have somebody retire, because if they retire, they might decide loose lips sink ships. So you want somebody in the game until they die. The guy says, "I don't like running. Whoever this be that is killing our comrades is making us look bad, real bad. He be stepping on our toes big time. I'd rather die fighting for me and mines than run like a pussy. This blood clot not gonna show us up here eye for an eye." Okay, some of the words comrades and blood clot are unusual words. Comrades kind of died in the 70s when socialism kind of died. I would change that to, "We ain't running. Dirk's crew got soft. We stay sharp, stay strapped. I got 16 hollow points through this clown. I don't care what it is. 230 grain will put a ninja on his back." That's a little inside baseball, because the 230 grain refers to the 45, the mass of the 45. But I think I think most people understand what the different, 9 is usually 115 grain, 40 is usually 180 grain, and 45 is usually, I used to target shoot all the time, and I go through ammo like you wouldn't. I think one year, anyway, so 230 grain will put a ninja on his back, and that refers to, this guy came into the Liberty Device store, a huge black dude, and he says, "I want something that'll put a ninja on his back." Everyone started laughing. I said, "Sir, you may want to look at this 45 here." Okay, so the guy says, "I'm sending the call out to the other branches. Now we need to be mobilized in all our resources and find who this is. I know the Crimson will be curious too." Okay, I would change all this dialogue to "I'm calling everyone, stay frosty, watch each other's backs. We'll find this guy." Okay, and then the bottom dialogue, he says to his two girls, "Don't smoke too much of that, my cream pies. I still need you on guard duty." Well, women don't usually do guard duty, or I'm sorry, bitches don't do guard duty. They might do lookout duty, but ninjas do guard duty, if you know what I'm saying. Because, bitches be bitches. So I would change that to, "No smoking tonight. I need you wide awake on lookout." So another thing I want to, 20 minutes. Holy shit, this got long. And I realize this video is not going to get a lot of clicks because editing is not what the people who are actually making comic books are like 1% of the comicsgate audience. Anyway, the thing you got to think of is, I get the feeling this artist, and he's got a lot of potential. Did a lot of good things. Especially this panel right here is very, very good. Can be cleaned up to be excellent. He's thinking like an artist. He's thinking, "Oh, I wrote 160 pages. I'm just having fun. I'm writing, I'm drawing. It's great, good time." No. You got to think as a commercial endeavor. You got to think, okay, how am I going to sell this? I got to make people want to pay me for it. So I need 160 pages. No way. Forget it. That's way too long. You could edit this thing down to, in fact, like I said, I would start by thinking, okay, if this is a graphic novel, like a paper format, it's got to be 40, 50 pages, and maybe I can sell it for $15, black and white, color cover. What is it going to cost me to get 40 to 50 pages out? Look at Downcast by Clint Stoker. That book, I believe, cost 15 pages. Iron Sights cost $20. So you got to keep those books in mind. How many do you need to sell to even get the project to go ahead? You might, if you don't have, like, I don't know, 1,000 backers, it just might not happen. That kind of thing. Realistically, you want to think, okay, in units of 22 pages. Like, I don't know what an ash can might be. It might be 22 pages. The book itself might be about 50 pages, about 2.5 comics. So you got to think in those increments. Don't just write and write and write. Think of, how am I going to get people to pay for this? Because this isn't a passion project. This is a commercial enterprise. So you're going to have to take off your artist hat and put on your commercial hat, if you know what I'm saying. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe. And if you want to send me something, you can send my P.O. box. Click the links to send me comic books, good ones, bad ones, comicsgate graphic novels. I've got some stuff coming in tomorrow. I am so thankful to people who, Triple J has sent me a box that I could barely carry home. It was like 10 pounds worth of graphic novels. Unbelievable. So I'm looking forward to maybe getting Soul Finder tomorrow. I'm not sure. And someone might be sending me some beanies for the homeless project. Anyway, guys, I will see y'all next episode.